Mr. Speaker, I rise to say a few words to recognize Bud Sherman and his contributions to this chamber and to Manitoba. Bud had some roots in the River Heights community, attending high school at Kelvin, and then went on, of course, to do a Bachelor of Arts at the University of Manitoba. He became a prominent broadcaster in the province and became widely known for his contributions in that area, and then, of course, moved into politics, becoming the Member of Parliament for Winnipeg South in 1965. And from there, he moved on to provincial politics and played a very significant role as Minister of, first of all, Health and Social Development were together, and then Minister of Health from 1977 to 1981. He had an intense interest in health. I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but it was very real, and he showed that in his role as the critic for health, and then he showed that in his role as the Minister of Health. He made a number of important contributions: the redevelopment of the Health Sciences Centre, the regulation of a number of health professions, the starting, which has gone on to make major contributions to Manitoba and indeed globally. But I want to mention in particular his contribution with respect to the Manitoba Health Research Council. It's an organization not all that well known to many Manitobans, but it's one that's been very and extraordinarily important for the careers and the development of many health professionals in this province. And it's important to draw people to Manitoba. Indeed, for my own career, the presence of the Manitoba Health Research Council and the Children's Hospital Research Foundation were instrumental in the decision that I made to come here to become on the staff of the University of Manitoba and very involved in healthcare research, looking after children and looking at blood disorders and cancer. But it was a seminal period in 1980 when the Manitoba Health Research Council was established, and it was Bud Sherman who put it in place and made sure that it had the permanent status and went on to become as significant as it has become over the years in building the capacity that we have in healthcare in this province. I think it may have an even more important role in the future, but nevertheless it has been a critical but not all that well appreciated often council which has played a very important role. I want to also mention Bud Sherman's role in telecommunications. He was on the CRTC from 1985 to 1995 for a 10-year period, served very ably there, was involved with a task force on telecommunication that I think was in 87 to 88. And that task force and his time on the CRTC were at a critically important time because they were the lead up to what was to become the world of the Internet and the World Wide Web. And the work that Bud Sherman had done on the CRTC and with the task force were some of those stepping stones that led to the work that I was involved with when I was a Member of Parliament in relationship to the Internet and the information highway and trying to make sure that people across Canada had access. So I'm well aware of his contributions to telecommunications, and of course he became then an advisor and consultant for many years afterwards in this area, continuing to make contributions as he helped various players in the telecommunications industry. Bud was keenly interested in sports, actively engaged and concerned with his family and his community. He had a cabin at Delta Beach, an important area in this province, and which was celebrated in a book that came out very recently, written by Gordon Goldsborough and the Delta Marsh, and a beautiful area, and I'm sure that the family had many happy and relaxing times there. So I want to recognize these contributions. I want to say to the family, sympathies and condolences on my behalf to you, as your family, and to friends of Bud Sherman him today for his contributions here.